With the porcini mushroom back in season, we're gonna make one of my favorite pasta dish, of course with the porcini, and complementing it all with some Italian sausage. So for the ingredients, we have some beautiful porcini, which we bought today at the market. The smell is incredible. Italian sausage, of course. We have tagliatelle from Campofilone, which is an area in Italy that is famous for the quality of pasta making. We're gonna have a little bit of a knob of butter, chili, garlic, extra virgin olive oil. Today we're gonna be using the Lecchino from Pasto della Palomba, a little bit of white wine, and the red wine, well, we're gonna be drinking that with the meal. Red wine and this tagliatelle are gonna be delicious. Oh yeah, and of course, the aromatics. You know I love aromatics. In this case, we're gonna be using some thyme. So the first thing you gotta do is start cleaning your mushrooms, because of course they started to you with, a little bit of dirt. And this is where that toothbrush you stole from your last holiday from the hotel room come in handy. Of course, with mushrooms, they're very porous. So the thing you don't have to do is put them underwater, because then they're gonna soak up the water, it's not gonna work. So we start off with a toothbrush and we start removing gently all the excess earth. This step, I'm afraid you've got to do it, and the porcini mushrooms are quite expensive, so you don't want to start cutting away unnecessarily pieces of the mushroom. The bottom bit where you cannot clean it, you just slice it off. And you're careful to remove just as little as possible. And then once you clean the bottom, the last bit is that you take a wet cloth and you just remove the last bit of dirt. And you do this, of course, with every single one of your mushrooms. And once your mushrooms are nice and cleaned, just like this, you detach the stem from the head, because these have 2 different cooking time. Cut them in half and hope that the vegetable stand didn't cheat you. And they're perfect. Look at this, nice and white and meaty. That's exactly what we want. Perfect. So this is quite a chunky one. So let's just cut this in half. And we make it into little cubes. This is lovely meat, fantastic. For this recipe, we're going to be using 3 cloves of garlic. Usually I'm cook quite sparingly with garlic, but when it comes from porcini, I think a little bit of garlic tastes quite nice. So this time we're going to slice it. Give them a squash, and then we get to chop them. Oil in the pan. Don't be shy at this point. Medium heat. And garlic. And then we're going to put just a little bit of chili. Chili cooks a little bit faster than garlic. So just wait a couple of minutes until the garlic is beginning to get big golden, and then you add this. Then we're going to take sausage. So this is for 2 people. This should be fine. Cut the casing, because we just want the meat. And we just break it off with our hands. And as the sausage starts to cook, we're going to add the stems of the mushroom. This time we're going a bit abundant. You probably could do with 2 mushrooms. We went for 3 just because first time of the season and we got a bit overexcited at the market. At this point, after it's cooked for a bit, we add a little bit of salt. And in all my videos, I always tell you to experiment with herbs. I think it really helps to elevate your dishes in a way that is really, really easy. So with a dish like this, I think thyme or marjoram will be amazing. I actually went to the shops to buy marjoram, didn't have it, so we're doing it with thyme. But either way, they're great. Just 1 little stem, and then we're gonna add some wheat fresh at the end. This on medium heat, we keep moving it every so often, and in the meantime, we start working on the mushroom heads. If you have porcini that have a lot of this sponge here, you can take it out. This one's not very much, so I'm just going to leave it. The heads don't take very much to cook, so we can do it a little bit later. And look at here. When you start getting your sausage to stick at the bottom of the pan, that means that we have a nice caramelization of the sausage, and it's time to add our white wine. A little bit of white wine. And we scrape all the bottom and the heat goes up. Boiling water, just a little bit of salted water here. And the tagliatelle we bought today, they take 2 minutes, so very short. So what we're gonna do is the following. We're gonna soften them in the water and then finish them off here in the pan. There you go. Of course, if you're cooking in a normal kitchen, then it's easier, but we're gonna switch it around now. This has been here for 1 minute, enough to soften the tagliatelle. And we finished cooking them here. Cooking water, of course. There you go. And of course, if you follow the channel, and if you don't, I suggest you do. We make easy regional recipes 2, 3 times a month. You would know that doing finishing to cook off in the pan is to create a lovely emulsion between the starch and the fat, so the olive oil, to make it super deliciously creamy. And I know this is somewhat controversial, but at the end of the day, with cooking, experiment. If you like something, start with the tradition, but then do your own thing. With mushrooms, I just like a little bit of butter. Little mix. All right, this is done. This pasta is synonymous of the beginning of autumn. Mushrooms coming out. You want the sausage to warm you up. Because I like it, sometime. And this is a fantastic tagliatelle with mushrooms and sausage. Okay, so I don't want to mess up the plate, so I'm just going to eat directly here. Sweetie, I think we've made way too much pasta for 2 people, but we'll try our best. A little bit of a sauce, a bit of mushroom, a little bit of sausage. Delicioso. Buon appetito.